Hi guys, and welcome to Fix Savers. Today we're going to be looking at by far the easiest way to cut this stuff, fiberglass insulation. Let's take a look. Now if you've watched any other videos on this subject before coming to us, you probably would have noticed that a lot of them recommend that you use a standard utility knife, and it also actually says that on the packaging of this particular insulation as well. However, that's probably one of the worst ways of actually cutting this stuff. And what you'll find if you use a utility knife is when you're cutting across the surface, you're only cutting the depth of that blade each time, so it takes quite a few cuts to actually cut your way through a piece of insulation. Also, this stuff tends to dull the blade of your knife really quickly, so you're constantly having to change these blades every few pieces of insulation. It's just not practical, so that's not really the best way of doing it. We've got a much better way, so let's look at that. So what we're going to be using instead is a standard saw. Now to help us use this saw, we're going to make sure that the bench on which we're going to be sawing is set up correctly, so we'll have a quick look at that next. Now if you're trying to saw through insulation, of course it's very flexible, so if you're trying to saw it off the end of a table, as you saw, the whole thing's just going to be moving around and you're not really going to get anywhere. So what you need to do is you need to actually saw in the middle of a gap. So here I've opened up the gap in the workbench, and so we're going to be using that gap to saw, and that's going to support your insulation on both sides, and that will make sawing through the centre of it far easier. Now if you don't have a workbench such as this, you're going to need maybe set two desks up or two tables or something where you can actually saw down the gap in between. This is going to be a heck of a lot easier than trying to do the same job with a knife. Now when it comes to cutting this stuff, you definitely do not want to try doing it without a safety mask and goggles. You also probably want to use long sleeve tops. This stuff is horrible stuff. It gets very itchy, and you most certainly don't want to be breathing it in or getting it in your eyes. So absolutely use the correct safety equipment when you're working with this stuff. So there we have it guys. As you can see, that's a hell of a lot easier than trying to do the same thing, slashing away at it uncontrollably with a utility knife. That's far easier. So if this video has been helpful for you, hopefully it has, can you please do us a quick favour before you leave us here on YouTube, just hit that like button. If you could also hit subscribe, it really does help out our channel. Thanks for watching guys, see you again.